As a fire ripped through this apartment complex,
Fire started, burned everything up. Everything's gone.
all Peggy McCracken could do was watch.
I'm at 13 on the bottom. I've been in that building for 13 years. Everything I own is gone.
She says she's lucky she made it out. She was just about to go to sleep.
In the living room, and I kept smelling like wood burning. I walked out the front door, and it was over. It was engulfed. Where'd he go? Charlie Boy's the one who took me to the door and tried to get me out of there. The puppy tried to get me out.
Firefighters battled the flames for more than an hour as it tore through home after home.
All my kids' baby pictures and all my grandbaby. We just buried my grandbaby and everything. Oh, for the love of God, I can't believe this is happening to me.
Peggy's home is on the bottom floor and may have been spared from the flames, but it's too soon to tell what kind of damage there will be.
This is crazy. Oh my God, what am I gonna do?
Her brother Sam tried to reassure her material things can always be replaced, and loved ones will be there to help her pick up the pieces.
You can't get any more important. That's the most important thing. If you ain't got family, you ain't got anything.
Still, watching and waiting is hard when there's nothing you can do.
I can't believe this is happening to me. I'm such a good person.
Heather Hinsey, CBS 11 News.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
The holidays should be about happiness and spending time with your loved ones. But for the McFeeters and Durr families, it's a devastating reminder two people they love the most won't be there.
Jordan, we have our celebrations that we always did, she and I, and it's going to be excruciatingly painful this year and many years to come because we can't have those moments.
It's not really a holiday season for us. There's not a lot, like Dana, not a lot of Christmas spirit at all, and no decorations.
A drunk driver killed Brooke McFeeters and Jordan Durr on August 9th when they were on their way home from school shopping. Their moms say this is something that never should have happened.
This is 100% preventable, and nobody should have to go through this, ever.
That message brought out dozens of friends and family members for a candlelight vigil on the spot where the girls died.
Because we don't want anyone else to go through what our family, our friends, the community, everyone who loved and cared about and knew Jordan and Brooke, we don't want anyone else to go through what we're going through every second of every day.
Let's all please join together in a moment of silence.
They say people need to think about the consequences, not just what will happen to them if they drink and drive, but the impact it has on everyone.
The aftermath is excruciating, and it's the people that are left to pick up the pieces and the families that are destroyed. Our families are destroyed by this. We have to pick up the pieces and move forward in some way.
With friends and family by their side, they remember the two girls taken too soon from this world. They hope people will do the right thing and drive sober, so everyone can make it back home safely, like Brooke and Jordan should have.
We're here, rain or shine.
Like most people, Billy Perkins loves a cup of joe in the morning.
I like good coffee. I'm not going to do instant or anything. One with, one black. Well, that's a pretty shot.
She's such an addict, she decided to start her own business.
You got to make sure your grind is just right. You have to time your shots. You have to have your temperature of your milk just right. If a cup of coffee doesn't look good, I don't serve it.
The Perkins family set up shop in Big Lake, on Big Lake, in their houseboat.
Because of the weather, people don't always come out. So, yeah, we stay very busy on sunny days, but on rainy days, there's just not a lot of activity on the lake. They just looked at me. They were like, no.
The wet weather doesn't dampen her enthusiasm as she tries to bring in customers.
Come on, hot coffee!
Sometimes her coffee calls pay off, bringing in boaters for a quick break.
How's it going?
Very good. How are you?
Coffee poured espresso's been a Big Lake staple for years, but to some, it's still a well-kept secret.
We came up today to break in a new motor, and haven't been here actually in a number of years, and had no idea that something like this existed. So what a great surprise on a day like today when a warm cup of coffee really hits the spot.
A few more boats cruise by, but customers are sparse on this rainy holiday weekend. Another lull, and she's back out advertising.
Coffee! Woo, slow down. We got the slow down. You thought we were in trouble?
It's not long before another family floats by and drops in for a visit.
We've got 3 hot chocolates with whipped cream going.
Especially on a nice, cold, rainy day like this, we love to stop by and get coffee and hot chocolate for the boys.
Billy sends them off with hot drinks and a warm smile and hopes more regulars will stop by for one of the best and only cups of coffee you can find in the middle of Big Lake.
Have fun!
Heather Hinsey, CBS 11 News.
That is a lot of ice. That is incredible.
Massive ice sheets clog the Yukon River, carrying the possibility of an ice jam around every corner.
Had lifted up a little bit and broken free from the shore, but had not started moving. So today's completely different now, with a bunch of sheets and pans and chunks all moving down the river.
While there's no controlling Mother Nature,
Maybe it's just shifting to this side, you think?
the River Watch team, a hydrologist and emergency management specialist, monitor the water from above and report back to the villages downriver.
Hopefully, with the amount of coordination we do before the ice starts breaking up, and with the warnings that we give for any jams, they'll have enough time to get their most important possessions out of harm's way and prevent any loss of life or injury.
It may look stagnant from the air, but on the ground, it's clear this has the potential to be a rushing river of destruction.
With the ice, you can have something form and locally start flooding instantaneously. You can have the water come up. So it's a lot more difficult to forecast. Do you remember the last time you guys had flooding from ice jamming?
Hydrologist Ed Plum meets with a resident in Rampart to relay his findings.
Years ago when we were going through a lot of this, we couldn't get that kind of information. But now we've got internet and planes in the air, so it's a big help to everybody along the river.
With the flood watch lifted for many of the shoreline communities, the biggest concern now is Tanana.
I suppose we can get an idea at Tanana how long it'll take to go from 6 Mile to the village.
Crazy, crazy weather. This is just the beginning of it.
Cynthia Erickson hopes her village won't see the same devastation it did 4 years ago.
It was pretty stressful. It was a lot of work and a lot of cleanup and a lot of damage. And with this long spring, it's just been, real nervousy for everybody.
This time, she's ready, moving items in her store to higher ground and having an emergency response plan on hand in case the waters rise.
It's kind of like waiting to have a baby, What's it gonna do? When's it gonna blow?
The 60-mile stretch of ice should be past Tanana by morning.
I'm not gonna sleep all night.
Now all residents can do is wait to see what Mother Nature has in store.
This is gonna be worrying me all night.
Like her derby name suggests, Cup Katie is as sweet as can be. But behind her toothy smile is a little girl who's already known too much sadness.
When I'm at roller derby, playing with my friends and stuff, it kind of gets my mind off my mom for a little while.
A year and a half ago, Caitlin's mom died suddenly of a blood infection.
Can you weave through?
That's when Pat Raya decided to start the league, not knowing she and Caitlin would soon have more in common than just a love of the game.
Because my mom passed away right after Katie's, about 3 months, so that was really hard for me. At 51, you're ready to lose your mom, even though you don't want to, but at 8 years old or 7 years old, it just seems so unfair. It's made me want to be a better role model for her, and it's made me want to just help her through her life.
Caitlin is now being raised by her grandmother, who brings her to practice a couple times a week. Her father, Jim, works on the slope, but makes it when he can. Both have seen the incredible impact the sport has had on Caitlin's spirit.
When she first started this, she was really shy. She kind of stayed on the corners and just pushed everybody away a little. And now she's really opened up and she's having a lot of fun with all the girls.
It just makes her feel so good and so proud of herself and good inside. So she's awesome. She really is. She's a really good kid.
Caitlin's not the only one who benefits from time on the track.
Mercedes is right there.
Vicki Green adopted her 4 kids after they'd been through several foster homes. All 4 now shine on skates.
I love what it's done to my kids. I love what it's done to these other kids. I mean, you see these other kids that are in here that came in and they were shy and they were really taken aback. They weren't real, outgoing. And now you see them and it's amazing. I mean, it's a very empowering thing for these kids. And these are kids that needed it.
Go, 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 go! With a few more bouts under their belts, Caitlin and her teammates will glide with ease like Coach Riot and the other Rage City roller girls.
Black Jammer's in the fleet. Don't let her by.
Who've taught them skating can be good for the soul and make overcoming life's obstacles a little easier.